The Shadow Moses incident, the event that completely engulfed the original Metal Gear Solid. And one of the more memorable characters involved in Shadow Moses was Sniper Wolf. She had a strong relationship with Otacon and ends up kidnapping Meryl. You fight her twice in the game, but it's the second time that everyone remembers. She is a highly skilled sniper, and she can easily reduce Snake from the commander of the battlefield to a complete amateur. The setting is brilliant, the frozen and tree-filled lot on Shadow Moses, and it certainly helps with the battle. It's a sniper duel, and it makes you fear and really respect your opponent like nothing else. It's a tricky battle, but it's all worth it for the cutscene that follows it. Sniper Wolf is a very admirable character, and watching her last moments is one of the sadder moments from the game. Like many characters in the series, she is brought up in the world of warfare and knows nothing else. Then, Otacon turns up, as the music The Best Is Yet To Come, also known as the credits theme, plays in this background. While the fight isn't that complicated, the emotions at the end of the battle are far more complex. A combination of pity, remorse and relief. Sniper Wolf has one of the greatest character designs in the Metal Gear Solid series. There aren't many disturbing bosses in the Metal Gear Solid. However, this next one truly takes the cake. The Sorrow. First things first, the Sorrow is dead before you even start the fight. You could even argue that this isn't even a boss fight, because you never, at any point, do any damage to him. All you do is wade through a river for the entire fight. So why is he number 6 on this list? Well, during the fight, Snake will encounter spirits of the people he has killed in the game up until the point he fights for Sorrow. What this means is that every single person you've killed will reappear as a spirit. But since Metal Gear Solid is a series that promotes stealth, you shouldn't have killed many people, right? Well, if you do end up killing a lot of people, this fight will seem to go on forever and may well drive you insane. If you haven't killed that many people, it will be a breeze. And this isn't just some sort of clever ploy, it was done for a reason. This fight is actually portraying a message that killing is wrong and doesn't get you anywhere. If you go through the game only killing bosses, you'll be fine. That's pretty deep.
There's just one more thing I want to say. The Sorrow has one attack, which is this weird energy thing, and if it hits you, well... yeah.
Colonel Volgin is built up throughout the whole game as someone not to be reckoned with, but the fight with him was pretty underwhelming, so it kinda doesn't work. After you beat him, he blows the place up, which I suppose makes up for it, and everybody panics. So he's gotta be dead then, right? Right?
It's not over yet! There is no escape!
No way.
Yup, not only is Volgin not dead, but he's brought along the mother of all tanks. The Shagohod is massive and capable of causing a huge amount of damage. The fight of it is very long but very rewarding. It starts off with you riding a motorcycle just trying to get away from it, before you then have to set off some C3 with a sniper rifle in order to blow up a bridge with the Shagohod on it. So is he dead now? No, he's still there. But this is where the fight steps up a notch, or 2 or 3. Armed with an RPG, you blast the crap out of it, and it's all very satisfying. You then finally destroy the Shagohod, but Volgin still doesn't give in, and he uses his electrical powers to bring the thing back to life. It's quite cool actually. Now you have to blast the crap out of Volgin himself, as you avoid being run over by Shagohod and Eva, for some reason. This is my favourite part of the entire fight, as you have to be very alert and avoid being run over or shot at. It is easily one of the most epic fights in Snake Eater, and one of the most epic battles in the entire series. I mean, even in death, the battle shows its amazing nature. Next. If there was ever a word to sum up Metal Gear Solid bosses, it would have to be unique. No boss fight is ever the same, hence why making the top 15 list is harder than it looks. And you name one more game that has a really old guy that uses very clever camouflage and a powerful sniper rifle. The End isn't just any old person. Fighting him is an experience you never forget. To start with, he can actually be killed before you even get to the fight. Not that I ever did that. When you do get to the fight, it develops into one of the greatest fights of all time, simply down to the fact of how unique it is. No music plays in this fight. Instead, you are treated to just the sounds of nature as you attempt to track the End down. You have to use a microphone to pick up the End's breathing, which I found quite difficult, but when you do line him up with your sniper rifle, it is very satisfying. This fight can take you ages, but because of how unique and amazing it is, it never gets boring. If you take too long, however, too long being about a week, you will beat the End by default because he will die of old age.
Drop your weapon!
How many bosses die of old age?
Well, Snake, the victory is yours.
No, I don't think so.
What do you mean?
It was his dying wish to fight me, but I disappointed him.
Okay, I have noticed that 4 out of the last 5 bosses were from Snake Eater, but don't worry, this is the last one. And I suppose that it's fitting that the best fight in the game is indeed the last fight in the game. The relationship between Snake and Liquid Snake is very frosty, and therefore fighting him at the end of the game isn't that hard to do emotionally. However, the relationship between Naked Snake and the boss is something completely different. The boss was Snake's mentor, and someone that Snake had incredible respect for. However, in the game, she betrays America and sides with the Russians. Her reputation is destroyed, and she is branded a traitor by her own country. When Snake meets her in Russia, the boss embarrasses him in CQC and throws him off a bridge. The plot of Snake Eater is rather complicated, but what Snake has to do is kill his old mentor, to kill the boss in order to avoid a nuclear war. After the Cobra unit has been broken apart and Colonel Volgin has been eliminated, Naked Snake must face his final challenge, defeating the boss.
This is a fight that has no music, just like the End. But while the End had no music because you're supposed to listen to the world around you, the fight with the boss is a little bit different. It's a fight that is full of emotion, but at the same time, emotionless. Snake Eater tries to portray the message that you can't have emotion on the battlefield, and that your friend could quickly be your enemy due to the varying politics in the world. It isn't a noble fight, it isn't something that Snake should enjoy doing, and the atmosphere of this fight is very reflective of this. Like a lot of these fights, it's very simple. It focuses on CQC and a small bit of gunplay, which is very fitting, and it's set in a field of flowers, which makes the duel seem angelic and even slightly heavenly. The best bit though, by far, is the end of the fight. The boss didn't betray her country, she defected to Russia to help her country. She has to die in order to satisfy the Russian government and to avoid nuclear war, and Snake has to deliver the final blow. But you the player, have to deliver the final blow. It's the perfect end to a very nearly perfect game.
You seem to like the Legend of Zelda, don't you?
Oh dear God.
What can I possibly say about this guy that hasn't already been said? This is the boss that inspired Fat Man. It's the boss that inspired the Sorrow. It's the boss that gave the Metal Gear Solid series its insanity. If you ask any keen gamer with little knowledge of the Metal Gear Solid series about just that, they will most likely talk to you about the infamy that is Psycho Mantis. And why? Because he screws with your mind massively. I could probably fill an entire countdown of the crap that he throws at you. He possesses Meryl, insults your sexuality, reads your memory card, makes portraits behind him laugh at you, he throws books at you, he controls your TV, he turns invisible, and he will read every single control input you make. Not only is he incredibly disturbing, but he's very creative. No other boss has come close to raping the fourth wall in the way that Psycho Mantis did. He even has a very deep personality with the mentality of someone who seems to have fallen from grace. He is the ultimate boss fight. Question is though, who or what could possibly beat it?
Oh, hang on, I'm supposed to be doing a recap, aren't I? Oh, damn, hang on. Number 15, the Metal Gear Rays. Number 14, Screaming Mantis. Number 13, Russian Arm Beats. Number 12, Liquid Snake. Number 11, the rollerblading terrorist of death. Number 10, Grey Fox. Number 9, everything must explode. Number 8, the Fury. Number 7, Sniper Wolf. Number 6, Killing Sucks. Number 5, why won't you die? Number 4, The End. Number 3, The Boss. Number 2, this guy again. Yeah. Liquid Ocelot is a surprisingly likeable villain. He's got good style and a pretty good sense of humour. He's more likeable than Liquid Snake, but he's not as noble as the boss. What he is the perfect foe for old Snake. And after Snake has crawled through a microwave, a massive microwave, one of the greatest video game moments of all time takes place. All throughout this list, I've ranted on about how cinematic the Metal Gear Solid series is, but they really made an effort for this fight. Even before the fight begins, there are 4 minutes of cutscene fighting, and no ordinary fighting. There's one point where Liquid Ocelot repeatedly smashes old Snake in the face with his metal arm, and Snake, being the tank he is just slightly out of breath afterwards. When the fight finally begins, it is truly amazing. The fight is split into 4 stages, 1 stage for each Metal Gear Solid game, and for each stage there is background music for each corresponding game. The life bars change style, Liquid Ocelot even fights differently in each stage. It is just a simple fist fight, but the amount of emotion coursing through this battle is more than any in gaming history. It all boils down to the final stage of the fight, the part of the fight modelled on Guns of the Patriots itself. Both Liquid Ocelot and Old Snake are on their last legs, completely shattered after their fight. The music Old Snake plays in the background as the pair get ready for their final round. The punches in this section are all cinematically done and done to pure perfection. You can feel each and every hit as it makes contact, and the history of Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid culminating in these final moments. Nothing, not even Psycho Mantis, can beat this. It is the ultimate battle and the ultimate test for Old Snake. It is the last fight in the series, and also the best fight in the series. This is RabbidLuigi, signing off.